A Henry County man is behind bars tonight for alleged animal cruelty. Nearly 100 dogs were pulled from his home on Friday. Sophia Pericone has the latest.
Dozens of Dobermans are being treated and cared for by local rescues after being taken from a home in Washington Township Friday. The homeowner, Marty Eis, is now in custody, facing multiple animal cruelty charges, all of them fifth-degree felonies.
There were some that were running around, and those seemed to be the dogs that were probably in better health. There were dogs inside in cages. It was just deplorable.
Henry County Prosecutor Gwen Howe-Gabers says a tip from a Toledo veterinarian led to Eis's arrest and the discovery of nearly 100 dogs, including 6 dead puppies.
We received information from a veterinarian in Toledo about some dogs that he had brought there to be looked at. My understanding is the veterinarian offered some assistance. He said, no, I've got it under control, took them back home. That veterinarian then made a call to the Humane Society.
The next day, cages and cages of dogs were rescued from the property. But this isn't the first time Eis has been on the radar.
They have been complaints against this size several times. I called the dog warden twice.
One neighbor who asked to be anonymous says he's just one of several who've complained about dogs barking and escaping from Eis's property over the years.
The dogs looked worse than some of the dogs that you would see on the Humane Society, to where they was so malnutritious that you would see their bones.
A quick search through Napoleon Municipal Court shows dozens of criminal complaints against Eis, going back to the 90s. Howe-Gabers says the people who made those complaints oftentimes didn't sign off on them, stopping cases from moving forward.
There were some who did not want to do that because they were concerned for their well-being. And so without that, it's difficult for the dog warden and the Humane Society to go forward with anything.
I'm told Eis is due back in court this week. His appearance on Wednesday will determine if he can get his dogs back if he posts his $100,000 bond. Jeff?
Sophia, a couple of questions. First, we learned that he is listed as a breeder on the American Kennel Club's website. Have you heard from them about this situation?
Yeah, Jeff, the AKC actually sent me a statement. It says in part, upon learning of the recent animal seizure and subsequent arrest, we immediately restricted the individual's access to AKC services and initiated our internal disciplinary process. We will fully cooperate with law enforcement and will respond to any official requests as part of the ongoing investigation.
You mentioned these dogs are now being cared for by different shelters and rescues. How are they handling this?
Yeah, so of course this is overwhelming for any shelter, and the Henry County Humane Society has been leading the way with this, but they've had to reach out to other shelters across Northwest Ohio for help. They are all taking donations to cover vet visits and other costs associated with this case. You can visit our website if you would like to help.